Hey all! Before we get into this video, I just wanted to put in a quick disclaimer that I filmed this whole video this morning and I was loving it and I really liked how it turned out. And then I went to upload it into my computer and realized that I did this same video idea about a year and a half ago. And at first I was like, I'm gonna scrap it, okay. But then I realized I have a bunch of different opinions in this video than I did the last time I filmed it. I have a bunch of updates in this video that I didn't have the last time I filmed it. So I think it's worth keeping. And also there are a lot of new eyes here. Hello, hi, how are you? So I figure maybe you didn't even see the last one. So I wanted to keep this out there and here we go. Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to take a look back. So I feel like on YouTube, a lot of us talk about new products and we'll show a lot of first impressions. And I'm not excluding myself from this. I do a whole lot of first impressions on my channel, but sometimes I feel like it's really good to go back and look at some things that you've talked about in the past and whether or not they still stand the test of time, because new products are great. I love testing new makeup, but at the same time, I want my products to really wow me for months or years to come. So what I want to do is I want to take a look back at my 2019 favorites and let you know whether or not I'm still using them, whether or not I would still recommend them. There's some in here that I absolutely would not recommend anymore. In fact, I would tell you to probably like set them on fire and like push them out to sea like a little Viking funeral. But there are a lot that I do still use. There are some that I use very, very often even. So I think that's kind of interesting because I was expecting for there to be a lot more things where I was like, why did I even talk about that? But no, like I have a lot of favorites today that were my favorites in 2019. So let's jump right into it. The first items that I mentioned were the Arctic Fox dyes in Sunset Orange and Poison. I still use these very, very often. So I do get my hair professionally done at the roots. Like I get my professional root color done at a salon because I don't know, I just don't want to mess with it. I'm not good with it. Box dyes scare me. So I do get my roots done and any bleaching done at a salon. I only get my bleaching done about once a year maybe, but in between all of my touch-ups I do myself at home, and I use these two dyes every single time. I also use, I believe it's Cosmic Sunshine at the very ends, that yellow, but these are the two colors I go through very quickly. I go through these several times a year. I repurchase them every single time. I have tried other brands. I have tried Manic Panic. I've tried Good Dye Young, and none of these stand up to the Arctic Fox for me. If you are looking for a semi-permanent dye, now this is not a permanent dye, this is semi-permanent, meaning it will wash out over time. And also if your hair is bleached, it will be a much brighter color than if you put it over your natural hair, but this stuff just works and it works well and it lasts a very long time on me, which I really appreciate. So I like to say that I still recommend these is the understatement of the century. The next thing that I talked about was the Nature Lab Tokyo Perfect Volume Shampoo. And to be honest about that one, yes, I still use it. These are actually in my shower right now. You can see they're about halfway full. Look at me, I'm an optimist calling these half full instead of half empty. But these are still really my favorites. And if I'm gonna be 150% honest, a lot of the reason it's my favorite is because of the smell. So their website says, inspired by the light feminine floral aroma of Japanese cherry blossoms. There is definitely a floral scent to this. What is this? There's definitely a floral scent to these, but it's not in an overpowering way. Like I usually do not gravitate towards floral scents on anything. This is the most heavenly thing I've ever smelled. I love it when I shampoo and condition my hair and I will still smell this a few days later. If you are somebody who is sensitive to fragrance, I would stay away from these, but if you're not, grab them immediately. But also on top of that, I do really thoroughly feel like it cleanses my hair and this conditions my hair. I didn't talk about the conditioner in my 2019 favorites, but I believe it does a great job for a daily conditioner. I really love these. I don't always use these because they are slightly more expensive. I think they're a little bit under $20 each, but Ulta always has these on sale. So keep your eyes out for a sale on these. And I am not positive on this, but I don't believe that Nature Lab is considered to be a prestige brand. So at Ulta, the coupons will always work on these. I just adore them. The next one I want to talk about is the Nature Lab Tokyo Perfect Shine Clarifying Scalp Scrub. This one is still brand new. I haven't even opened it. I did go through my other container and immediately repurchased this one. Why have I never used it? Because I started using a different scalp scrub. I do really like the Drunk Elephant scalp scrub a lot. I feel like it helps to remove a lot of buildup of product, a lot of just gunk that's caught in your hair. If you have a dry scalp like I do, it can help to remove any kind of flakes. I love that. I do like this one as well, but I found that it didn't give me as clean of a feeling anymore as the Drunk Elephant one, but I am still hanging on to this because when I'm finished with the Drunk Elephant, I do want to reuse this and see if I like it more now, or, you know, I just went through a period where I liked the other one better. I do still recommend this to people for a scalp scrub, especially because the price is definitely more affordable than Drunk Elephant. And I don't know, I do still really like this one. It does still have a good smell to it. It's just tough because right now, Drunk Elephant is still my favorite, but this one is still a great option. Oh, this next one, it's so funny because like I almost forgot about this one. And then I see it on this list and I'm like, I want to run out and buy this immediately. So I'm going to pop pictures up here of anything that I don't have right now. But this is the Eva NYC Therapy Session Hair Mask. It is probably one of my top 3 favorite deep conditioners of all time. I love this stuff so much. It is so thick, but a little bit goes such a long way that that tub of conditioner lasts you forever. I think I went through easily between like 3 and 5 of these, and then I just didn't repurchase, and I don't know why. I think it's because for hair stuff, one big thing that I've been trying to do on my low buys is just go through what I already have or get rid of it if I don't want it, but use what I have instead of just continually buying something new or going, oh, I ran out of this thing, I need to go out and immediately repurchase it if I have like 10 other deep conditioners. And I have a lot of deep conditioners. I want to go through those and then repurchase this because I love this hair mask. So I want to talk about these 3 products together, even though they're different products. They're all by the same brand. So they are all by Derma E, and it was the Derma E Hydrating Cleanser, the Vitamin C Concentrated Serum, and the Hydrating Eye Cream. So as far as the Hydrating Cleanser, I really enjoy that. I feel like it's a very gentle cleanser. I do still really enjoy it. I did run out. Cleanser is one of those things that I'm telling myself, again, not to repurchase until I've gone through everything that I have, and I have a lot of cleansers. So I have not repurchased that. I likely will repurchase it in the future though, because like I said, it's very gentle. And when it comes to a cleanser, I don't want to spend a crap ton of money on a cleanser because you put it on your face, you wash it right off. Like creams, serums, anything like that, I am willing to spend quite a bit of money on those, right? Because they sit on your skin, they soak in. A face wash, you're putting it on, it's going right down the drain, like literally money going down the drain. So will I repurchase the hydrating cleanser? It's a very strong possibility. The vitamin C concentrated serum, I did enjoy that, but I have found vitamin C serums I like way more, and I'm sorry to go back to Drunk Elephant, but the Drunk Elephant vitamin C serum, I love that. It is my absolute favorite vitamin C serum of all time, and I've been using it for years, and I can't see myself stopping anytime soon. I have tried others, and I continually go back to the Drunk Elephant one, so this Derma E vitamin C serum, I don't think I'd recommend that as much anymore. Same thing with the hydrating eye cream. It was very nice. It was a nice eye cream, but also one thing that I have kind of come to realization of is that my face in 2019 was very different than my face now. I do blame, honestly, a lot of that on like stress, the stress from the pandemic, the stress from moving, the stress from, losing my pet of 18 years. And I know that sounds overly dramatic, but stress in the last 3 years has drastically changed my face. And I'm trying to come to grips with the fact that that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just what it is. And, just love this new face that I'm in, but it has drastically changed it. And I think that the Derma E Hydrating Eye Cream was great for 2019 Linda's face. I really do. I think it was fantastic for that. But nowadays, I like something a little bit more hardcore. I do have several eye creams that I'm testing out right now. I have 2 that I really like and I'm hoping to talk about in the future. But when it comes to testing new skincare, I don't like to talk about something immediately after I've tried it. I like to give it a few months if possible before I really recommend it to you all. So I want to wait to talk about those, but I do have ones that I like more than that Derma E eye cream. This is one that I have to admit I'm really surprised is on this list, okay? This is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. The reason I'm surprised on this list is because I don't remember loving that product. I think I thought it was okay. And maybe it was the first chemical exfoliant I had ever tried. That's very possible. But I didn't even use that bottle all the way through. I really didn't. I got rid of it eventually. And it is such a top-selling product and so many people swear by it. But I just didn't love it. I think maybe maybe I had only been using it for a little bit at that point. But I just don't know why it would wind up on a favorites list of mine. I'll be completely honest, because I don't recommend this product anymore. If you have dry skin, if you have any aging concerns, like if you have any kind of dullness or unevenness or dark spots or fine lines, I don't know. I know so many people love it. I do not. This next one is another one that I would not recommend, and I feel like an idiot. I recommended the Elemis Superfood Vital Veggie Mask. The reason that I feel like an idiot is because for some reason, I was convinced that Elemis was a cruelty-free brand, and I don't know why. I remember specifically there was a video where I talked about this mask, and I will admit it's a great product. I enjoyed it. It worked well for my face, but I talked about this on a video, and someone was like, you know, Elemis is not cruelty-free, right? And in my head, my first reaction was, God, you're stupid. Of course it's cruelty-free, right? And I start Googling, and no, Elemis is not a cruelty-free brand. So I don't know what made me think that they were enough to start using it, because whenever I have a product or a company that's new to me, I always try to do my research and see if they are, certified as cruelty-free, or if they're not certified, if several blogs have contacted their owners and done the work and found out that they are in fact cruelty-free. Elemis is not. But what was I smoking? Oh, this one's making me a little sad. Okay, this is the last skincare item. The Youth to the People Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. Oh my God, I love this stuff and I want it back again. I might need to go out and buy this. Oh my God, the Sephora sale ends today. Do I want to buy this today? It's expensive. That was what turned me off about it. So, okay, let's say that this clarifying scalp scrub is, the size that I'd be looking. This is what I want in a night cream. It was like half of this, and it was maybe triple the price of this. It is so good, though. It is a thick boy night cream, though. It is a thick boy with like 84 C's at the end, but it made such a difference in my skin. It really does soak in. Even though it's thick, it's soaked in, and in the morning, I would be able to tell a difference on the days when I used this as opposed to the days when I did not. I really love this cream. I really feel like it was a wonderful overnight cream that did marvels for my skin. This is something I'm going to put back on my list that I really want to get, because I don't really have, I kind of have a night cream that I'm testing out right now, and I like it. It's really nice, but it's just one that I'm like hesitant to recommend because of like the price point. And anyway, that's besides the point. All of that to say, this is still a wonderful, wonderful night cream, and I need to buy it again, okay? All right, we're going into makeup, and this next item, I have not talked about this much since 2019. I will be completely honest, and the reason I haven't is because it was discontinued, and there's nowhere you can find it, which drives me crazy, because a lot of times, even if I can find something on Poshmark or Mercari, I'll link you all to that so somebody can grab it. I have not been able to really find this anywhere. So this is the Dalton Beauty and Makeup Molly Essentials brush collection. I still use these all the time. They have this gorgeous rose gold handle, and these brushes are so freaking amazing. I loved these brushes so much. They are so soft and silky and just amazing eye brushes overall. Like this brush, which is the Shadow Shader, it's very flat, which is kind of hard to see, and domed, and it is one of my favorite eye brushes. But again, it's so hard to talk about because you can't find these anywhere. I'll do another search, and if I can find it, of course, it'll be linked down below. But do I still use these? Yes. Do I recommend them? I mean, technically I do, but you can't find them. So the next 2019 favorite was the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I really did enjoy this foundation for a very long time. I thought it did a great job on my skin. I have a hard time recommending it now, though, and that's not because I think the formula changed or the product changed, but the thing is, I used those up and never repurchased. And I feel like that says something to me about me, that I never wanted to go out and repurchase these. Guys, forgive me. I'm so sorry. My allergies are still very bad. I always have tea next to me, but that's what my throat keeps getting all weird, and I apologize. But yeah, when I don't have any urge to go out and repurchase a product I've run out of, I feel like that does say something, and this is one I did not repurchase. It is a very light coverage foundation. It is very luminous. It is very dewy. It is considered to be a drugstore brand, so the price is a little bit lower than some other brands. I don't know. I still liked it, and if I knew somebody that was trying to shop solely drugstore priced items, this is something I probably would still recommend, but just like, I'm not going to repurchase it. I'm not going to repurchase it myself. This one makes me so sad. The Becca Hydra Mist Powder. So Becca as a brand is no longer in business. They did partner with Smashbox on some items and brought back some items, but this is one they did not bring back. You can still find this on Amazon apparently, so I'll link it down below. But as always, as you know, if you're going to buy makeup products on Amazon, brand name makeup products, I do suggest you shop at your own risk. Sometimes they can be a little sketchy, but this powder is, I can confidently say, the only powder I've ever loved in my life, okay? I've ever loved. There were other powders I like. I have my Charlotte Tilbury powder that I like. I have my Kosas powder that I like, but the only one I've ever loved was this powder. It felt cooling on the skin. It felt almost wet, and for a powder to feel wet is such a weird sensation, but it was so good. It did such a wonderful job of setting my makeup. It did such a wonderful job of keeping my makeup there all day, but not making anything look cakey, and now it's gone. And now it's gone because fuck my life. A powder is not that dramatic, but seriously, if this was still around, I would recommend this 1010%. If Smashbox wants to bring this item back, you have a buyer. This next item is definitely one that I still recommend to this day. The Natasha Denona Sunset palette. You all know my love for this palette by now. I even used this in like a very recent video. Hands down, this is still one of my favorite palettes. Hands down. Now here's the thing. Here's the weird thing. I can't find this on Sephora anymore. Ulta, that now carries Natasha Denona, not there. It's gone. It's on Natasha Denona's website though, so I don't think that she's getting rid of it. But if you are interested in this palette, if this is one that you were even remotely interested in, I highly suggest buying it soon. And I'm only saying that because I see it starting to disappear off various sites. And I have a feeling that this might go the way of the dodo at some point soon. And that makes me very sad because the quality of this palette is bar none one of my favorite quality palettes of all time. Every shade is smooth. Every shade is pigmented. There's not a single shade in here that I have trouble with. You know what? Hold on. I want to double check and make sure I'm not talking shit. Nope, every single shade in here performs like an absolute freaking dream, and I love this color story. Is this a more expensive palette? Abso-freaking-lutely. Can you get a discount on it? Sometimes, for sure sometimes, and I try to always let you know when I see a discount pop up on this, but I love this palette. I will still recommend this palette. I will still use the shit out of this palette. This next one might prickle some feathers, so I talked about the Melt Cosmetics Vida and Muerte palettes. Here we have the Vida palette. I still love it. It still makes me so happy. This color story is just so beautiful to me. It reminds me of like the papel picado that hangs up, those, banners. It's so, so beautiful and vibrant and full of life. I adore this palette. The Muerte I got rid of. I have to admit, that is one kind of small little, I don't want to say regret, but I definitely kick myself a little bit for that one from time to time. And Melt did bring back the Muerte palette for like 10 minutes and then got rid of it. I'm hoping they do it again because I might repurchase. I did sell mine at the time. I will be very honest. It was because A, I was not using it very much. And I knew that people were at like a feeding frenzy for that palette, but also I was at a time when I could use a little bit of extra money. So I did sell that palette and I sort of kicked myself a little bit for it, but was like, oh, it's not a big deal. But I miss that palette. I do miss it. I do still recommend it, I guess you'd say, but you can't get these anymore. Every once in a while, Melt will somehow find a box that's been hiding in a back shelf somewhere and they'll sell it. And when they do that, jump on it as quick as you can because it will sell out very quickly. I love this palette. I think the quality is amazing. I think the quality of Muerte was amazing. I miss it. I do miss it. And I feel weird saying that because I don't have regrets. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to lay on my deathbed and go, I should have never sold Muerte. Here's kind of a weird one. So the Colorpop Super Shock Shadow in DGAF. So I don't even know what this looks like. I'm gonna have to look up a picture and put it right here. Oh, I looked it up. It's still very much available. So it is this kind of like bronzy, super shock shadow formula. So it is like a glittery type shadow, and it has a very red undertone. I have to admit, I'm very surprised that I would have put this as a favorite because it is pretty, but I get very uncomfortable in red shadows. They actually look pretty good on my skin tone and they look pretty good with my eye color, but I don't love a red shadow. So I'm kind of surprised. This is not a red shadow by any means, but there is a red undertone to it. Maybe some of those sparkles are red from what I can see, but I'm not surprised that I decluttered this, and I will not be repurchasing. Just a few more items to go. So this is one that I talked about. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and the shade that I got is Pinkgasm. It is almost empty. This is completely empty here, and there's only like a tiny bit left at the very bottom. I love this. This is one of those cream blushes that has the powder puff at the top. e.l.f. just came out with a bunch of these, and I've heard from almost everybody that's used them that they're nice products, but nothing is a dupe for this because the quality of this is beautiful. It goes a very long way. The shade is very, very shimmery. It has a high shine to it, but it still has that pink tone that is absolutely beautiful. These are not cheap. These sell out often and are hard to find. I would recommend this 110% though to this day. A little bit goes such a long way that I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna be grossed out. This is the same tube I've had since 2019. I have not repurchased it. I use such a little bit of this that it lasts for such a long time. You probably shouldn't still be using cream products after that long, but guess what? Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Wow. Then we have this little gem, and this is one that when I saw it on my list, I was like, I know I still have that, and I did, and I'm so mad at myself that I haven't been using this enough that I used it today, and I was like, oh my god, it is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. This is the Ofra Glow Up palette. Now, I never know if this is called Glow Up or on the back it says All Glowed Up. I'll have to look that up, and everything will be in the description box down below, but this is just a highlighter palette that is so beautiful. There we go. I wanted to tilt it so you can see that certain shades, like this one is very pink. This one has a bunch of different colors that you can swirl together or use on their own. This is a very light gold. This is a bit of a deeper gold, but overall, I still love Ofra's highlight formulas. I think that they are blinding and glorious, and I just really, really, really love them, and I do still recommend this. I think this was a great, great, great palette. You can probably see it's like very, very used. I love this. I don't see myself ever using this up either. That's the thing. Those highlighters go such a long way because one little swipe goes all over your face in the best way possible. I adore this palette. Okay, then there were two things, and then there's only one more product after that, but I'm going to lump these two together. So the KKW Beauty Lip Liners in Nude 1 and Nude 4. To say that I would not recommend these, that I would not recommend these is an understatement. I don't know. Okay, the colors were nice. The colors were nice, but here's the thing. Both of them, the entire pencil stick fell out. Completely fell out. Both of them. If it happened once, I'd be like, oh, that's a fluke. That's a bummer. Both of them, and they were the only KKW Beauty lip liners I had ever tried, or pencils I had ever tried. No. They were crap quality, and because they fell out, they got dry around the edges, because I did try to push them back in, I'm not gonna lie. They got dried around the edges, and they got like crusty white on the outside, and they were nasty. Hell no, do not recommend. Again, put them on that same boat that you're going to set fire to and have a Viking funeral. Goodbye, thank you for doing well on my lips for like a minute. Fuck off. And the last thing I want to talk about is another thing that I admit I had kind of forgotten about. And I brought it out again and I used it today, and oh my god. It is the Pixi Lip Gloss in Honey Sheen. I used to use this all the time, and I don't know what made me forget about it. And I will be using this every day again for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. These lip glosses are so hydrating, and they're not sticky, and they're shiny and beautiful. And this one in particular is like the most perfect peachy pinky nude. I am wearing it over a lip liner today, but it's just perfect. It is such a perfect formula. I can't even tell you. I do have a few other Pixi lip glosses. None of them compares to Honey Sheen. I love this, and I can't believe I forgot about it. I'm so sad that I forgot about it. I adore it. So that's it. Those are all of my recommendations from 2019 and letting you know what I think about them today. Again, there are some in here, a lot that I still really love, I still really recommend, and a lot that, again, what are we gonna do with them? What are we gonna do? Put them on a boat, set it on fire, okay? I want you to let me know, what products from back in the day did you feel like you loved then and now you wouldn't recommend them to your worst enemy? Like, tell me about them, because those KKW Beauty lip liners, like, I wouldn't do that to anybody. But tell me about it. I'm sure there are some, or tell me what products from years and years ago do you still love with your whole heart? I want to know all of it. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would really love it if you give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do put out new videos each week. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.